Welcome back to Call Kass. We are in the very dank corner of your local Kasstronics warehouse, where we had a fire sale today, and we're the last remaining pieces of inventory on the shelves. It's me, a TV VCR combo, Kass, and my flat screen TV friend, Case. This
Hello.
is Call Kass. It's been nice to be able to have a reason to stream, because god damn it, boy, have I been too busy to do it. And I really appreciate everyone that tunes in for this in our Patreon every week. This is our call-in show. You call us, you provide us with all the content. We just sit back and rake in all the money that comes through on this Twitch stream. So much money. 1-844-721-KASS. We're going to open up the lines in just a minute. But until then, Daddy's got some news.
I heard that maybe some stuff happened with you, Kass.
Daddy bent the knee this weekend. In case you guys didn't see on, I think it was Instagram or on Ashley's Instagram or even on her stream, your boy is engaged. They said it couldn't be done. They said a 40-year-old man can't get married. A has-been YouTuber, 40-year-old has-been YouTuber who's gained weight over the last few years can't get married. That's what everyone was saying to me.
I've heard that so much, Kass. That's crazy that you've heard it too, because I've heard that everywhere.
That people say that about me and to me.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I am the luckiest guy in the world. I get to marry the coolest, hottest gamer chick around. I was gonna use a different word there. She's riding the exercise bike. She can't bust me. We had a wonderful weekend where I've been scheming for weeks now about how I'm gonna maintain a surprise. And by the way, I know some of you already knew, okay? And the reason being, every time I would stream and I pulled up a web page, it would show engagement ring advertisements, like the Google ads that pop up on like a random website. Every time I refreshed a page, it would pop up with engagement ring websites that I had been visiting. And so I was like, oh fuck. Like, obviously it's anytime I've ever shopped for anything, it always ends up on. We've even commented about how annoying that is. And yeah, the ads were there. So let me tell you how this unfolded, because you'd be like, oh my god, did that spoil a surprise? There was no surprise. This was something that we have been talking about for like the last couple years, since we, like maybe a year into dating, we like, it was pretty clear that we were just gonna die together. But how were we gonna get married logistically? And so we started having serious conversations about it a few months ago, and then we sort of got the ball rolling, I don't know, 2 months ago, maybe 2.5, something like that. Which, when I say get the ball rolling, it's basically like, let's pick a day, let's get guest lists, let's find a venue, let's do a lot. And all that sort of came, like, I understand that there's, like, for a lot of folks, like that's a very important day, and it's a milestone, and for a lot of women, and a lot of men too, but I think maybe more women, that it's a day you dream about, and you fantasize about, and you imagine for a long time, right? Did you ever think about what your wedding day may look like, or is that something that you don't spend a lot of energy?
I didn't until, I met somebody that I was like, I might actually do this. And now I have thought about it more.
Yeah. Do you have things that you absolutely need to make sure happen on that day, or like a theme, or like, no, it's got to be this or that? Are you picky about anything?
Gina's calling us on Discord.
Oh, is she calling? Oh, bring her in. We're going to open up the lines in just a sec. I got to break the news to Gina, unfortunately. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, yeah,
hey
yeah.
guys.
Hey,
Hello.
Gina. Yeah.
Hey.
Sorry.
Um,
Yeah.
no worries. I just wanted to call and congratulate you on your engagement. How exciting.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I was just saying
Mhm.
that you're taking the news pretty well. I
I
thought
am. I look, Kassem,
you'd
let's
be
be honest
sadder.
here. Like
Mhm.
I know you're doing this to play hard to get so that I will finally go on a date with you. And I just feel like
Mhm.
you're taking it a little bit too far. Like what's next? You're going to actually plan a wedding, go through with the marriage, have kids and live happily ever after just to try to get a date with me? Like Cass, this is a little bit, too much. It's
Well,
too much.
I am trying to do all that stuff. Is it working at all? Is any of that working?
What? I mean,
Now that I'm kind of like officially getting hitched, is that up my profile at all to the
I
to the
just
ladies or the fellas?
I feel like you could have tried a little bit harder. Like I was going to come around eventually, Cass. Like,
Oh, see, that
I
information
was
comes
going
too
to.
late,
Oh.
dude.
I was
Sorry, man.
about to,
Mm.
Cass. Like I was about to hit you up and be like, yes, to your 600 other DMs.
Mhm.
I will finally go on a date with you. But all of a sudden you're doing this, Cass. Like it's like you're not even trying anymore.
I think I just stumbled across a huge power move. I have planned, not me, Ash has planned a wedding. I've spent
is that her name?
thousands of dollars. Yeah, that's her name.
Okay.
Spent
Dumb
thousands
name.
of dollars on a ring, and it is totally worked because Gina is finally jealous, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not
Yeah.
jealous.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'm
Yeah, because
not-
it
I'm
sounds
just
like you're a
saying-
little jealous.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying that you gave up too soon. Okay, like you gave up too soon. I was getting around to it. In fact, I was in the middle of typing out my message to tell you, like, hey, yeah, I would love to go on a date, and then all of a sudden, my Twitter shows me that you're engaged, and you know what? Like, I hope you're happy.
Okay, well, would you consider lifting the restraining order you have on me?
I was about to.
Okay.
That's huge.
And the one that
Yeah.
you have on me for your boyfriend as well?
Who?
Okay.
Yes, I would never have a boyfriend. I've been waiting for you.
I'm not allowed
okay?
anywhere near you or the school that you live near.
Uh-huh.
So if you want a shot, you're going to have to drop the restraining order. You're going to have to start answering some texts and DMs. You understand? I've got all the power now. The leverage is
Wow.
shifted.
That's so hot. I love power. That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm the hot silver-haired anime guy with the abs and the dongs.
That's what happens when you get
Dongs.
married.
Yeah, that's generally what
Well,
happens.
Traditionally, when you
Well-
get married, you get like physically really fit and hot and stay that way.
Yeah, that's right. In the chat, I couldn't press send on my message to you because I was so heartbroken. Cass.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Look, I really love this girl. Okay? I'm talking about Ashley here.
Whatever.
And I wouldn't do anything to jeopardize that. Not unless you're lift a restraining order.
Okay, but like, remember that titty picture you've been asking since we first met? Like, I have it here. Like, I have it.
I don't even know if I want that anymore. Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Cass,
I don't even know if
you
I
don't-
want that.
Don't say things you're gonna regret, Cass.
Yeah.
I just think, like, it was very insensitive of you to get engaged, and after like leading me on for all these years, like, I just think that like it's just really cruel. And you like, if you wanted to get my attention, you could have you could have gone about it differently. Okay, now you have to break poor Ashley's heart. Now she's gonna find out this was all an act. You brought your family and friends over. You posted it all over social media for this huge little charade. Like, okay, Cass, I get it. Okay, we can be together finally, Cass.
Pass. Pass. Not interested. Not even the slightest.
But what about all those times you tried to barge into my dressing room while I was changing? Or all
Mhm.
those times when I found cameras and all the teddy bears and gifts that you gave me, or like all
That's
those
right.
times when I spotted you outside my window.
Yeah,
Did that mean nothing to you, Kass?
that's exactly what it was, Gina, in the past. Okay? Because present Kass has got a busty gal of his own, all right?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Don't even need whatever it is
Wow.
that you're selling right now, because I got it at home. Why go out?
Even gave her the same nickname as you, Gina. That's gotta hurt. Busty gal. That's what he used to call you.
You used to call me that all the time.
She calls
my
me
God.
a romantic as well, and yeah, I use terms of endearment like busty gal and tits McGee, and that's why I am the man before you today, about to be betrothed. That's how you do it, fellas. Sorry, Gina. Yeah,
No,
my
okay.
best to you and yours. Enjoy this Christmas alone and Valentine's Day alone. You fucked up.
You know, I can be the bigger woman here. I can be the bigger woman, Kass. I admit it. I will miss
Mhm.
going to sleep knowing that I was never alone because you were just never too far from my
Mhm.
window.
That's right.
I will miss the late night messages from you, like with selfies, bottom up selfies, saying, "Hey, girl, what are you doing?" I will miss
Yeah,
all
me
the
too.
lewd DMs that you send me. But you know what? I'll be the better woman, and I will give you to Ash. I will let her have you.
You know what?
Okay.
I think she would appreciate that. If maybe you could show up at the wedding and walk me down the aisle and hand me off to her. I think that would go a long way.
That would hurt, but I will do it for my love for you.
You're the best. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry it never happened. And you know, just the next guy that ends up stalking you endlessly and won't leave you alone and is borderline dangerous. I hope you will treat him with a little more respect than you treated me.
Yeah.
No one.
That's a
can
polite
do
way
it
of saying
like
be really kind to your chat, Gina.
That's
no,
right.
no one will ever be able to do it like you, Kass. No one will ever make me feel like my life was in imminent danger every second of the day like you. No one does it like you.
That's right. Thank you very much. And,
But
and I take
will
that stuff
try.
very seriously. So now I have a focus that on one unlucky woman that's soon to be my wife. So
Mhm.
may God
you the
have
best.
mercy on her soul.
I wish you the best. I wish you happiness and joy if you get divorced. And I hope you guys have kids. 1,000 kids. Hope none of them love
Well,
you.
that's too many.
Okay, like 60 kids.
60?
60. Yeah.
Yeah, just 60. Yes.
And then I will date one of them
Okay.
eventually.
Oh,
I'm gonna
deal. This
wait-
is like a Game of Thronesy thing where we sort of
Mhm.
unite
Yeah, you're
the
gonna
houses.
Twilight. You're gonna imprint on Kassem's child.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
date
we
one
have
of
to
them
we have to bring it over to your house when the child is like the first few weeks it's alive, so you can
opens his eyes.
yeah, so you can sniff him and then he gets sort of imprinted. Yeah, perfect.
Mhm. Mhm.
Well,
And then
thank you,
you will
Gina.
be my father-in-law, and I will finally have a reason to call you daddy.
There you go.
It all comes back around to all of Kassem's fantasies. Everything's really
right.
coming up Cass lately.
Yeah, don't worry. My subscription to your OF still stands. Okay, I wouldn't change that. So
Thanks, Kass.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the best thing you can do for me right now. I love you.
I love you. Thanks for the call, Gina.
Bye, guys.
Thank
love
you, Gina.
So sad. It's just so sad to disappoint this many people out there. You know,
I know.
it's tough.
I wish I could take over for you, Cass, but I'm not quite horny enough or creepy enough. I am creepy, just in a different way.
It's just somebody. I do have to train the next apex pervert, you know, and
Yeah.
I think that it's got to be a younger person. You're a little older. You're sort of set in your ways, you
Yeah.
know, and you do have a different vibe. You're more Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Yeah.
You know, I'm looking for more. I need something more sinister to work with.
Yeah.
So yeah.
If I'm stalking a girl, I keep it really secret, or I go to a dark theater, and I'm more voyeuristic with it.
That's
I'm
right.
not as direct.
That's the Pee-wee. Yeah, that's the Pee-wee. That's exactly right.
Pee-wee way.
Yeah, and you're fun. Yeah, you got a couple puppets. So
Yeah. I like to be with the boys while I'm checking out ladies, in a dark room, none of us talking to each other.
That was fun. Thank you, Gina, for calling. Yeah, I forget where I was in the story. I think I was saying we had sort of planned it out. My idea was let's spend like the least amount of money possible, because I do generally think weddings are I don't want to say a waste of money, but they are much more expensive than I think they should be.
Yes.
There's a lot of excess that happens for, I don't know, like a 6-hour thing. And, in an era where people are struggling to like buy houses and like make paycheck to paycheck, I think it's like, would be cool to have that money go towards, like, especially if you're, we want to start a family, that money can go to other things. But there are certain things that, you need to have generally if you don't have like a backyard, or you don't want that vibe. You need a venue, and you need food, and you need, you hire a DJ, and you get all kinds of things that really add up. Florists, flowers that end up dying days later. So yeah, I think
the cost is truly terrifying when you really start considering all the parts.
Absolutely. Like I've been to many weddings. I've been oh geez, I don't know how many weddings. It's probably 20 weddings I've been to, and including being a groomsman to a whole bunch. And so I've been to small weddings and big weddings, and the average wedding I feel like cost between 50 and 100 grand. Like that's a lot of money. And even if you have it, I just don't know if it's worth it. There's a couple things that I for sure told Ash that I need, and the rest she's really been great about planning. But I would love to have an open bar for the folks, because generally whenever I was drinking, that's what I remembered most, was whether there was an open bar, and you kind of remember where it is. But if you're skimping or you're cutting corners in any of the other areas, an open bar generally fixes.
I think you should just have an open Bible, Kass, on a bar. Say,
yeah, you've got to
really want to drink.
Yeah,
maybe drink the words of the Lord.
That's right. One really nice
sacred
Bible. Yeah. Get drunk on the Lord. So we're not having a dry wedding. I don't want a dry wedding. I don't think I would go to a dry wedding if I was a drinker. Just because I'm sober does not mean I can't, I have alcohol in
At
the
this point in
house.
my life, I would actually be fine with a dry wedding. Although it will, because there's so many different friends groups mingling, that alcohol is a real lubricant for a lot of that. But
That's
I would
exactly
be fine
why.
now. But in my 20s, I would have been super bummed.
That's exactly why you need it. Is just, you've got people that are sort of being forced into a social situation. Sure, a lot of them are friends, a lot of them are family, but for the most part, you've got people sitting at tables with people they may not know. There's music. You want people to dance. It's like the alcohol does double duty there. It's like the social lubricant. It's it gives you the rhythm, so you can do a little dance. And generally just people do have a better time. Some people like me who have gotten too drunk at weddings, and to the point where people have had to have conversations with me during and after. That's never fun. That's never fun to have to be told what you did wrong when you don't remember. But
I have multiple friends who have done hallucinogens before weddings, like shrooms or acid, and a couple of them have made a real spectacle. And it's never in like the totally aggressive way. It's in like the weird, feeling the world a little bit too much way. Like radical honesty at a wedding can be, maybe off-putting at times.
Yes. It's so funny that the toasts are generally timed right when people are getting really fucked up. Like not super gone, but like right when folks have definitely been to the bar like a few times and they're getting a good buzz on. That's generally where the toasts happen. And God, I've seen my share of fucking drunken toasts. And I did one a couple of years. I didn't do a drunken one, but I did a best man speech. I've done 2 best man speeches. One was my cousin's, which I was definitely drinking for, and then one for my brother, which I was sober for. And the comparison between the two, the sober one was a little bit better. I think being loosened up for that first one, I think, helped a lot, but I also don't really remember what I was saying, and I'm sure my face was flush red. But long story short, I think it's important to have an open bar for the wedding. The rest, food is like, doesn't really matter too about the food. You want decent food, but like, I've never been to a wedding where I was like, wow, that food was good. It's all just like kind of warmed over chicken, steak, whatever. You just want people to like eat and just start partying, and you want everyone to have a nice time, and that's generally it.
I've only had to be best man once, Kass, and I opened the ring box, and the ring shot straight in the air and then bounced all around the room.
Like a movie?
Like a movie.
What happened? Did you found it, obviously, but like, was it spring loaded, or were you nervous? What happened?
I think I just opened it a little too hard. I do blame the casing personally.
Yeah.
But it was probably 100% my fault.
Yeah.
But then I kind of used it to give I think I had to give a speech right after that.
Oh.
Or no, maybe I gave it before that. I can't remember. But the speech either made up for it beforehand or after the fact.
Yeah.
I'd won the room over, so I felt like I got away with it. Probably secretly I didn't, and everyone was like, what a fucking asshole.
That's so good. Yeah, I kind of always hope for a sort of disastrous moment when I'm in the audience, just for like, just a memorable moment, just something to be like, oh, that was the wedding where, like, there was one wedding where it was on a golf course I was a guest for, and they were just continuing to let golfers like go, like tee off. So every once in a while you just hear and and also there were
That's what Trump heard on the golf course this morning.
We're gonna get into that. And there were also wild turkeys on the course. So not only would you hear like some guy freaking letting his driver eat, but then you'd hear a gobble 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 every few minutes. And that's like in my head under that wedding, that's what I have is like, oh, that was the turkey golf wedding, and some of them are. There's a couple I've just been really wasted for where I've been the mistake, and so I don't mind if somebody gets too fucked up or if something controversial happens, just as long as no one gets hurt and we can all laugh about it after. But we are going to be near water, so hopefully nobody falls in.
Well, way to do it right, Kass. You didn't bother with a surprise. You called your shot. You got the right ring.
Yeah.
And you got the big time yes.
Yeah, I did try and reserve the surprise for the knee bend. Okay, this is what I did, and some of you maybe heard this on our stream earlier today. And by the way, should we open up the lines just so we can start stacking?
Yeah, let's
folks?
pop these lines open. Ignore all of these graphics, Kass. Just tell your truth.
Do it. Call in 844-721-KASS. Talk to me about, are you married? Are you getting married? Do you want to give old boy Kass here any advice? How to stay happily married? How to be a good husband? Or do you want to talk about another assassination attempt on our boy Trump? Let's talk. 844-721-KASS. So what I did while we have you guys call in, I'll tell you sort of what I did to try and maintain a surprise. So we got our rings made by somebody she just like fell in love with, and she's a great jewelry designer. And when we went there, which was, I don't know, when did we go? April?
No, May.
Or May?
Right after our anniversary.
Or July?
First week of July?
We went in July. None of us can remember. It's felt like a while. We went in July, and she's like, oh, no problem. Once you pick them out, it'll take 4 weeks. So we had the rings picked out mid-July, and they were supposed to be done mid-August. But I knew that I wanted to surprise her with a proposal. And my way to do that was get my family and her family together for a lunch so they could meet and get the people together that haven't met to meet, my parents and her parents. And I was like, okay, if I can do that under the guise of the families are coming together, then at some point, I'm going to stage a family photo, and then I'll bend the knee at that point. So I had to get the ring designer in on it as well by sending us emails every few weeks saying, oh, they're not ready yet. And so Ashley, in the meantime, is being really annoyed because she wants her ring. She obviously just wants to wear the ring. But I don't want her to have the ring without an official proposal. And if all this is so planned, at least let me try and get one surprise in. So I had to pull aside the jewelry maker and just say, like, hey, we're just going to keep telling her that they're getting delayed and delayed and delayed. And then I'll get them from you. And then I will do this surprise. And that's sort of what we did. So this last Saturday, we had the families together. I got the rings maybe a week and a half before and had to keep them at my parents' house. And then families came. My mom cooked. Her family came. It was great. Everyone was getting along. It was real nice. And then I got everyone together for a family photo. And that's when I did it. And the photo I posted on my Instagram was really my favorite because it really was such a surprise for her, and that look that she gave, if you haven't seen it, it's on my Instagram, was perfect. And so I at least got a surprise in. Now I feel better about sort of having pre-planned the wedding even before I proposed, because I felt like I was going about it backwards. So, by the way, Dank Sauce is our. Sorry, I didn't say hi to Dank Sauce. Didn't know you were gonna make it today, Dank. Welcome in. Unless that's you, Case. Unless you're screening. I think that's Dank.
I don't think so.
Okay, great.
I think.
Big shout out to Dank Sauce. So that's what we did, and then she got her ring, and we had the families here, and getting the families together is always just a logistical nightmare because my family had it easy. They live real close and we were doing everything at my house, but her family lived in Orange County, and it's just they have families and they got to get together. So it was nice that everyone was sort of able to pull together and schlep up all the way up to Culver City for this. So big shout out to the fam. And now she's wearing her ring. The one thing that's cool about this is she's in love with her ring. It's not like it took out all the guesswork of me having to like pick one, and maybe she likes it, maybe she doesn't. And so I don't know. I kind of liked that she was sort of had an idea that she wanted to do it this way.
That's what stresses me out the most, because Kendall has very specific taste in a ring.
Mm-hmm.
Is this true, Kendall?
Not true.
I think if you sort of like, you can hone in on the style, and then I don't know. I feel like there's a way to still do it and still be surprised. And
You got me.
I got her ass, dude. I got her ass good.
I've been keeping notes. Every time I see something pop up on her Instagram that she then shows me.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's smart.
this seems like a sign. Maybe I should remember this.
Yeah, they are not shy about their signs.
Yeah.
They make it.
I
Very...
am relieved Kendall doesn't have taste in like $30,000 wedding rings or whatever the upper echelon is. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm sure you can go as high as you want when it comes to insanely expensive jewelry.
Yeah, jewelry's crazy. We almost got bent over by some dude who was trying to take advantage of us in the Diamond District, and we left there being like, "Is this right? Is this like too good to be true?" And then we started asking around, and then everyone was like, "Oh yeah, that guy was definitely trying to fuck you guys." So be very careful. If it seems like it's too good to be true, it might be. And I don't know. Other than that, I don't know. I think there's all kinds of letters and grades and clarities and all this. It's just, you don't have to worry about that. It's really all what they want. Then, what I do is I pull aside the person and I go like, okay, here's what I want to spend. How many of these things can we check off that she wants? And let's, and get the thing that she will be happy with and that I won't be upset about. And that's kind of how we did it. So,
yeah. Well, I'm going to get her the Green Lantern ring, and she's going to get me the Flash ring that the suit pops out of.
That's cool, man. You got to go for a DC wedding.
And then we're gonna have a Lilo and Stitch themed wedding, just to combine as many IPs as possible.
That's right. Let's start bringing in some of these calls. Suborbital is our first caller. Then we've got, let's see, Hosk, Entity, Bonsai Bullfrog. You're all in the queue. But Sub, are you there, my friend?
Did we get him?
I don't know. I don't hear him on this side, but I also don't know. We had this issue last
Sub,
time.
I can't hear you. It does say you're calling in from Thailand again.
It's just the same thing that happened last time with you, Sub, where you're using your VPN. It says you're calling in from Thailand, and but I do want you to call in because we have some Trump stuff I'd like to get into. So I'm gonna hang up, and then maybe you can call back.
Yeah, sorry about that, Sub. We also just need to make sure the audio's working, which it should be.
Can we bring on more than one? Let me try bringing on Hosk here. Okay, no, we ended it. Okay. Hosk, welcome in. Are you there? Can you hear us?
Hosk?
Uh-oh, I can't hear him.
This
might be on our
be
end.
on my end. Can you hear this, Kass? This music?
I can hear that, yeah. Yeah, Purple Ranger, thank you for the 10 months. Brian Villa says, Kass, congrats on the engagement, brother. Super happy for you and Ash. My favorite funny couples engaged. Love you both. Appreciate you.
I'm hearing
Love
something.
you, Brian. Thank you.
Hosk, are you there?
Hello?
Oh,
There
hey,
we
I
go.
can hear him now. Welcome, Hosk. Thank you, Brian, for the 23 months. Hey, what's up, Hosk?
Hey, I just wanted to wish Kass a great congratulations.
Thank you.
The best thing I can tell you is to abide by happy wife, happy life.
Happy wife, happy life.
That is the thing that's most endorsed my life. So.
How long have you been married, Hosk?
Oh, and endorsed by my wife as well.
I'm getting a little bit of
Kass,
an
I think
echo.
you might have to turn us down on whatever you got us playing on. We can just kind of hear you.
Been married 10 years, and we've been together close to 25 now.
Oh, that's great. Are you listening to us on speakers or on headphones, Hosk? I think we're getting a little bit of an echo.
Speakers, but I just closed you off.
Okay, great.
Thanks, buddy.
Well, that's good advice. There's a reason it's a cliche. It's because it works, and I can get behind that. What do you find to be the hardest part about abiding by happy wife, happy life? Because I think it's one of those things that's easier said than done. Is there a trick to it?
In my experience, not really. But my wife is pretty easygoing, so.
See, that's how you do it. Yeah, you picked him good, or she picked good.
Something like that.
Stop giving me looks over here, dude. I swear, dude. As soon as I engage, she thinks she runs the shit now. I need you to just let me do my show. All right? I can't be worried about every little thing I say.
I think the divorce rate's at 98% currently in the country, so we got to set Kassem up for success here. What's your #1 hack to keep wife happy, to keep happy wife?
My biggest hack is cooking.
Ooh.
So I try to keep good meals, and that is what keeps my wife, I guess, in line.
That's true.
Yes.
The authority of food.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. We had to replace toxic masculinity with delicious casseroles.
No, that's smart. Did you know how to cook before you got married to her? Or is that a skill that you learned after?
No, that was the thing that I learned when I was a kid. I spent a lot of time in the kitchen with my grandmothers and with my dad. So.
Oh, that's great. That's good advice too. I'm not much of a cook, but I can make some stuff. So I'm usually like, I can cut up some vegetables and fruit and do one of those Mexican fruit salads. You know, I'm really good at that. Put the tagine on there. I'm very.
That's pretty good.
It's a good snack.
That's better than me. I'll just be like, I can make one chili recipe.
Chili's
and
good.
I'm going to count that as me being a decent cook.
The coldest of nights,
Hey,
that
not
chili's
chili.
good. Did you say not
Yeah,
chili?
chili's a pretty lazy guy move to have that be like your primary thing that you can cook, and that is my move.
Yeah. I love a chili. I'm gonna have to have you cook me some chili now. Haas, thank you so much for the call. I really appreciate the kind words and the advice, my friend.
Thanks, guys.
Have a
All
good
right,
one, buddy.
Have a good one. Oh, Entity's here. Oh, I gotta see if I can we share media? Or should I
Yeah, I
send
mean, I can share
you-
whatever on my end.
Okay, I'm gonna send you this thing that Entity made for us. I'm gonna bring Entity on here. Entity, welcome to Call Kass. I'm not gonna ask you what
Hey,
you're wearing.
Kass,
It's a
how's it
special occasion. What's up, Ant?
How's it going, man? Congratulations.
Thank you, my friend. Yeah, you had a little bit of a hand in this, didn't you? Behind my back. You want to explain what the hell you did?
I did help Ash procure a wedding gift or an engagement gift.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I sent you the.
I don't know what
thing case.
I can talk about, so I'm still on edge.
Well, okay, so maybe I should. I shouldn't go grab it because it's not gonna pop up on camera. But there's an Amazing Spider-Man issue where Peter Parker and Mary Jane get married. It's I think from the late '80s, and Ashley presented that to me as a engagement present, which I didn't really know that you did, and that was nice. It was a slabbed comic graded 9.8 comic book of that issue, and on that issue is it's a pretty iconic cover. It's a really nice cover, and Entity recreated it in a photo that I sent Case. Did you get it, Case?
Yeah, I was just showing it.
Oh,
I'm
you just
gonna show
showed
it a
it.
little
Okay,
bigger.
I'm in the other window. Cool. And so thank you very much for that, Entity. And I think I had a wedding invitation idea, but I think I'm going to take that and use it for a wedding invite. If that's like, I don't know. I think it's cool, but like I could see somebody being like nerds, but I don't care.
Yeah. I would love that. I did the day that she hit me up to ask for, like our back and forth about what would be the right gift. As soon as we found that, I drew that. So I've had to sit on that for a month now, and I couldn't share with anyone except her. So I was like,
Yeah.
damn it, I should have waited. But I'm glad you liked it.
Oh, I loved
And
it.
yeah, I'd be honored if you guys used it for your invite.
Oh yeah. I'll hit you up. I might need to like add some stuff to it just for a wedding invite. At least to the. I was thinking about what to do for the Amazing Spider Kass or just have it say like you're invited to a wedding. I don't know yet, but all I know is that I want to use it over the bullshit that I was making, which is.
You got to get in Tobey Maguire shape from the first movie and shock everyone, Kass.
Dude,
The
get super
shirtless scene.
tan and shirtless. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, it's amazing. Thank you, and sorry you had to keep a dirty little secret from your boy, but I think it was worth it. I was really happy when I saw it.
I'm glad. Super happy about it.
Um,
But yeah, that's all I got. Just wanted to say
Appreciate you.
congratulations.
thank you, Entity. It's you helped make that day even more special, so I appreciate you.
Anytime, man.
All
Thanks,
right,
Entity.
we'll see you next week probably. All
Kass,
right.
do you have any exes out there you think that are wishing you not congratulations? That are like, oh, so you can marry this one.
Probably like. I know for sure that that's probably the case, but I don't know. Like, no one's reached out to me about it. No one
Okay.
sent me like a passive aggressive text about it or anything like that. So, which is probably good.
Chat says Kevin. We already got Gina. We'll see what Kevin's reaction is. I mean,
Yeah, I've been talking with Kevin a little bit about it. Let's just say he's it's it's bittersweet for him. He likes to see his boy
Right.
move on, but he's sad that it's not him. So I get it.
Yeah.
Bonsai Bullfrog, you're on Call Kass. What's going on? Welcome to the show,
Hey.
buddy.
So, did you hear that P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, whatever, just got arrested for the sex trafficking stuff?
I did not. Is that breaking news?
Yes, it's on Huffington Post, Washington Post, all that stuff right now.
Wow.
So so you might need to bring me up to speed, because last I remember of Puff Daddy was we raided his house and there was a lot of rumors about the stuff that he was doing, but they hadn't arrested him, right? They just sort of raided him. So now you're saying there's been an official
Yeah.
arrest.
Yeah, he's been arrested, indicted in New York, Manhattan, and he's put out a statement through TMZ saying that it's an unjust thing and he'll have his day in court or whatever.
I see.
He
There's
was
the
really
New York
trying to
Times.
avoid that day in court.
Yeah.
I'm glad that now he's excited about it.
I guess he finally left France.
Yes, Sean Combs arrested in Manhattan after grand jury indictment. The music mogul has been under mounting scrutiny since a 2023 lawsuit by his former girlfriend Cassie accused him of sex trafficking and years of abuse. So, good. I'm glad charges are being brought. It feels like sex trafficking is probably on like is one of many things he's guilty of, but I feel like they had to really go after him and indict him with the thing that they can really get to stick. So I'm happy to hear it, and yeah, I'll be paying attention to this. This is cool. I deep down, when all this was going on and Fiona was all over it, it was talk of like, oh, he was the one that got Tupac killed. Him and Jay-Z and Beyonce like are responsible for the death of Jay-Z's ex-girlfriend. Like, it went pretty dark and pretty deep.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe some of that stuff comes to light, but well, overall, this is a good day for us. Bad day for
I mean,
Sean.
I don't know. I mean, it's Manhattan. We can't have cameras in the court. Like, we just found that out with Trump, so.
Mm.
But we might get some pretty good drawings.
Yeah, don't underestimate the drawings.
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe we'll get Nancy Grace going on some like really impressive rants.
Oh yeah, God, love a good Nancy. I love when she gets fired up.
Does she care enough though? If it's like a black guy involved, if it's not like a white lady that's been kidnapped, does she care?
It's
Probably
not really
her
in her demo.
demographic.
Yeah, it's not her demo exactly. She likes a kid being abducted, a woman being murdered. She likes that true crime stuff. That's where she leans in. So she doesn't like.
This
the
was him
regular
just
stuff.
yesterday, apparently. He's kind of out. Man of the people, Puff Daddy. Sorry, Diddy. I thought he
Yeah.
was in like hiding. I guess he just was like, they're not gonna do anything, or maybe he knew.
He went to Miami. I remember that. It seemed like he was gonna flee the
I thought he was
country.
in France with, like, all the other people.
Yeah, me too. I
Yeah.
kind of lost track.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
like-
know. I think he dropped out of the news after the, I don't know, we had a bunch of things, but then the assassination, and we've had 2 assassinations in between P. Diddy news, so,
I mean, did we really have a second one? I mean, no shots were fired. He was 500 yards away. Like,
Yeah, we can get into
just
this.
Seems like he.
yeah,
We had
let's,
an appetizer. It's an assassination appetizer, which he
I
came
mean, he's
after
not
the
even being
meal.
charged with like an assassination. He's just being charged with like having a gun that he shouldn't have.
Yeah,
What?
he never got to squeeze a round off. They just saw him in the bushes and they lit him up.
so,
And then
naturally,
they like chased him on the street and.
yeah, I was just gonna ask. Sorry to cut you off. I don't know too much because I've been in engagement mode. But what exactly happened? I do remember when the reports came out, and I heard that there were shots that were heard to be fired. But did that turn out to not be true?
I think the FBI or Secret Service might have shot at him, but like he left his gun in a bush. He left a GoPro, his backpack, and everything in a bush. They then took like a picture of his car and caught him on I-95.
Yeah.
And what do we know
it was
about
like
him?
many holes away.
Yeah, I heard he was a
He's
registered
pro
Republican.
Ukraine. He's a former. yeah, he's voted for Trump in the past, but he doesn't like that he's against Ukraine. So that's the only thing that they have so far. And he's still alive, so we can actually ask him.
Yeah, I like the fact that he's still alive. I feel like we can at least get
It's so
some
rare.
motive. Yeah. But so far, 2 Trump supporters have tried to potentially kill Trump, which is, I don't know, so funny. It's hilarious, isn't it? It's like the base that you're stirring up, and keep in mind, I don't know too much about what's going on, but I did hear that he was a registered Republican. He was also like a Tulsi Gabbard head, a Vivek Ramaswamy guy.
He was the rare, like, Ukraine is my single issue voter.
Yeah.
He's like, maybe that's what all swing voters are hinging on, is just the war in Ukraine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, who cares about Gaza anymore? Sarcasm.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Good. I'm glad no one was injured. I'm glad another right-wing nut job gets locked up, and hopefully this is the end of it. Like it is. Part of me always like leans into the conspiracy because I'm uneducated and online, but I always go like, are they manufacturing this? Have they thought about? Do you think they've thought about manufacturing this to get his polling numbers up, or am I just being a conspiracy theorist?
I would think that. I mean, we're no longer talking about his all caps "I hate Taylor Swift" tweet, and we're not talking about J.D. Vance admitting that he made up the Haitian story on CNN yesterday.
Yeah,
I did.
That's a good point, Bonsai. It is one of the few things that makes him seem presidential is when someone shoots at him.
Yeah.
If he's talking, less so. But if he's under threat of dying, you're like, oh yeah, was the president.
Yeah, that is a good point. It is. We were right on the heels of the "I hate Taylor Swift" tweet. J.D. Vance once again putting his foot in his mouth. I did see the clip of him admitting that he fabricated the whole thing. He made up some.
If I have to make up stories,
if I have to make up stories to get the issues trending, I will. Like it. Why even? My question for him is like, why even say that? Why don't you just keep lying? Like, why not just keep lying?
The language was like a little soft. It was like, if I have to create stories or something. He didn't quite say made up, but it was basically that.
Yeah. It definitely came across like he was making it up. I don't know if that's what his intention was or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bonsai, thank you so much for the call.
Thanks so much, buddy.
Congrats on getting engaged. Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, of course.
Great
Anytime
show.
you got late breaking news, feel free to bring it on the show. I love that.
It's kind of good he didn't get hit for a secondary reason, Kass, other than the political instability. I feel like it would have overshadowed the engagement. That was your day.
You're right.
And it would have really fucked things up.
You're right, man. Jesus Christ. Can it just be about me for 1 second? Smoke
Yeah,
Packs. Welcome to the Call Kass show. How you doing, brother? What's going on, man? Been a week or two since I've chatted with you. What's up?
Shit, not much, man. Just hanging, just chilling.
Hey, what's going on in Chicago?
You got married, I guess?
Well, I got
Chicago?
engaged. I got engaged. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, who cares about Chicago, bro? You just got engaged. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, you're right.
No, I
man.
don't know. I was just calling in to see how you are, man. I guess it seems like you did a lot of planning on this ahead of time. You
I
seem
did a
like you
little.
went like really smart on this and wasn't. Yeah.
I did a little. I wouldn't say I did a lot of planning, but I did enough to surprise her because she really likes to handle things and she likes to control the narrative, right? She really likes to keep the story whatever she wants the story to be, and so I really had to do what I do amongst that sort of oppression, you know what I mean? And I was able to get a surprise in, and that's what it's all about. I got her fucking ass.
You're really brave for that. You're really brave
Thank
for
you.
that stuff.
Yeah.
I know.
It's an honor to sit next to this hero today. I'll be honest.
You're right.
Yeah, and I thought it was really cool too, though. The simple wedding, like just chill, laid back vibe style. I think that's got to be a bigger trend in weddings or something, just because like keeps the pressure off everyone and just makes it fun. It's a party, it's a celebration. I was telling my friend, he just came back from a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't drink or anything, so he was like worried he's gonna be like the only guy not drinking in an event that is gonna be drinking. And I was telling him like, no, you need the open bar. It's to keep people who want to drink able to want to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Keeps like the party loose, chill vibes. It's not even about the drinking. Like, don't
Totally
worry.
agree.
And I've got to report back in since he's come back, but that's where my head was at. I've only been to like 2 weddings, and the first one was my parents. I was the ring bearer there.
Oh wow,
Ooh.
that's cool. Ring bearer at your
Yeah, I
own
was like-
parents' wedding.
I was
That's nice.
I was like 6 or 7.
I like that. I was trying to convince her to get to be 6 months pregnant by the time she walked the aisle, and she would not entertain that conversation. I was like, how
No,
full of life would
one
you
thing at
be?
a time. One thing at a time.
I was in my head, it was like Midsommar. Do you know what I mean? We were gonna be in a field. She was gonna
Oh
be
yeah,
you know, wear a white dress with
The
flower.
flowers.
Yeah, the flower crown. And
Kevin's in a bear costume, getting
that's
sauna'd out.
Yeah. Your family, loved ones circling you.
Yeah, exactly.
stuff
That's
like
how
that,
I
yeah.
was picturing it, but no takers for that idea. I don't know. I think the open bar thing is important. I remember when I got sober, one of the first things I had to go do was, I think this was like within my first few weeks of being sober, I had to go to a wedding, and it was going to be my first sober wedding ever. And I remember just like freaking out about it. I was just like, oh my God, like, not that I was going to necessarily drink, but like I hadn't really told people that I wasn't drinking, and I was stressing out about having to explain why I wasn't drinking.
Yeah.
And it was fine. Nobody fucking cares. Everyone's just drinking, and like there's like always a couple people, like, you know, your buddies from back home. You have a couple of these buddies that are always monitoring how much you're drinking because they want you to get as drunk as them, and they're always like beer for beer with you, or making sure like, hey dude, what beer you on? It's just one of these guys.
I got 5. That's my whole homies, bro. That's all the group, bro. That's the whole crew.
It's always that way. And if for some reason they clock you not drinking, it is a problem for them. And I don't know why it is, but it's just a problem because, this guy, it's a little bit of, this guy's not going to have as much fun as me tonight, and I want to have fun with this guy. And it's a little bit like, you too good for me, dude? You think you're too good for me? You're too good for our hometown, our small little hometown, that you're not drinking right now, brother? Are you better than me, city boy? Like, there's a little bit of that goes into it. And I remember that. But it was fine. This particular wedding, it was a bunch of fucking YouTubers, so it was just weird anyways. But I remember leaving the wedding to go get a coffee because they didn't have coffee, and I was sucking down coffees with milk and sugar, creamer and sugar, back when I was trying to get sober. And so that was the only thing. But everyone was like really cool about it, and I've done, I don't know, 5 weddings sober, and they're easy. It's just but the first one was weird, I remember.
Yeah, I understand too. And you're probably a bit way younger too. It's just tough, like transitioning into like responsible mode, and then trying to uphold a new value of yourself.
Yeah.
If your friends aren't even like accepting of it too, it's tough. I get it, but
Yeah,
it's just, life's a vibe, man. I don't know.
yeah. The wintry midnight says we call those crabs. I'm assuming you're calling those homies that monitor your drinking crabs. I want to know why. Super Tech God, thank you so much. Thank you for the 11 months, almost a year. Appreciate the congrats. STG in the chat. Thanks, Smoke Packs. I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Congrats to
Thank
Ashley,
you,
too.
dude. Thank you so much. And I know you guys are in her chat. I appreciate you guys supporting the fam in that way.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Happy that you guys cross-pollinate. Card King is up. Sex tapes, Trump getting blown, almost getting shot. Card King, always a good call. Welcome to Call Kass, Card King. What's going on, brother?
Well, man, this weekend I had my skepticals on tight because the internet was trying to feed me a lot of bullshit and trying to tell me it was chocolate chips. Like, I ended up going down the rabbit hole of Shannon Sharp leaking or intentionally or unintentionally, a sex tape live on Instagram.
Yeah.
And the possibility that he did it strictly to beat the charges of being gay, which I looked into it, and it looked like the only person that was charging with that was his co-host, Chad Ochocinco.
Interesting.
I found out that Laurel Loomer's face is apparently sponsored by Fleshlight, and she's trying to work her way into the Oval Office as the presidential sex toy. And then, of course, we had Trump again, like almost getting, potentially assassinated by one of his constituents again. But of all the stuff I saw, the most unbelievable thing I saw, and you've perpetuated this lie here today on this stream, is that you actually got engaged and are going to be married.
Yeah.
I don't believe it. Maybe I just need to be talked off the skeptic ledge, but seriously, man?
I know, man. Who thought that you could do it at my age? Yeah, you should have your skepticals on, by the way. Full on, right? Prescription skepticals.
Yeah, you need something to... Absolutely, man. But even going through it, like, at this point, I can't tell what's AI or not anymore, and it almost looks like the photos that Ashley posted online were AI, because I looked at some of those, and I was like, that can't be real.
I hear you, dude.
I swear to God, I don't know... Well, just from like that first photo, I don't know like if you were purposely going for it. I don't know if you were channeling her. But do you realize that from behind at a certain angle, you look exactly like Fiona? Like down to the flannel, man. Like it was, like the back, like your hairstyle, it's not what she's currently rocking, but there has definitely been a moment in that. And like that whole situation, I'm looking at it and I can't believe it's quite real. Like, and first off, there's a number of people that, Case brought it up. So we've got right here. I mean, this is the, oh my God. Like that, how is that, and only one that I saw was on Twitter, but there was one where like the number of people in it started disappearing. But there is that one creepy guy in the back that I'm not sure if he's a family friend or anything, but everybody else decided to show up in good shirts and he decided to show up in a t-shirt and shorts.
Well, and that's her brother. Yes.
The other thing is, like this one, you apparently leaned a little bit lower because this must have been like that action shot. When you guys did the posed photo, I did not realize, A, how tall you are, and B, how diminutive Ashley is, because it looks like your knee is right at her rib cage. Like that is a size difference. And that photo, I swear to God, I have seen that same one, like the one she had on Twitter. Like I swear to God, I saw Lewis and Clark have that same kind of like painting or portraiture done with Sacagawea. You look like an explorer who discovered a tribe of North California pygmies, and you're making first contact with them, and you're offering them goods from the outside world.
I got to get you your own show. Thank you. Yeah, she comes from a shorter family. Some of these shots. So she picks the shots on her Instagram that are a little more like traditional, right? Like here's a nice low angle shot. I thought the photo I used with her actual reaction was a little more believable because it was like a real reaction, and it just showed how surprised she was. So the reason everyone's standing there, and by the way, like everyone had to come dressed like they were just coming to meet family and have a lunch. So the fact that people are wearing shorts or not wearing shoes, because none of this was really gonna even be a thing. So everyone was just there to hang out. But her family is, so I'm gonna try and address all these points here. Her family is generally a short family. I am probably taller than I think most people in that photo. So yes, it
can't imagine what that's like.
Yeah, and Case is a foot taller than me. He wasn't allowed in because he couldn't fit in. So there was a sort of fun moment of having to pick which photos we were gonna use, and yes, that's her family and my family finally able to, because they all knew, and they were told to keep a secret, which they actually did. I'm so surprised. So good on them. And I did this little speech in front while I was getting everyone ready for a family photo, and then I did a psych out move and bent the knee and did this thing. And then what you don't see is my mother would not shut up. She just kept interrupting me while I was proposing and doing like so.
It was her moment.
It was her moment. And my mom and my aunt have such a knack for ill-timed. When we were putting my dog down and all the family was there, my face is buried in my dog after he just received the injection, right? My dog, the nurse, the veterinarian gives me the nod that he is passed, and I just start bawling, okay? And my aunt, and everyone's just like letting me have a moment, right? And my aunt from across the room is just going, "Let him go," over and over. And I'm like, and I just couldn't just like stop. I couldn't just stop and be like, leave me, let me, I couldn't do that. She just kept, "Let him go." And it was this weird fucking like saddest moment of my life. But I'm also finding myself, I'm getting so fucking annoyed at my aunt here because I don't think anyone really knew how to handle the situation. It was a very sad, it was all awkward, and like we lost a member of the family. Like no one knew how to act, but for the most part, everyone was just like knew to let me have that moment. But she couldn't do it. And then in this moment, when I'm trying to propose, I'm literally in the middle of telling Ashley all the stuff you say. You're my best friend. You're my soulmate. You're this and that. And my mom just keeps chiming in. She chimed in like twice. Twice she chimed in. And so much so that I had to look at her and I had to say, "Are you finished? Can I get back to proposal?"
Cass?
That's my mom with two hands in front of her.
Kind of looks like she's beatboxing.
She's beatboxing.
So at least she wasn't doing that. Drop a beat, my son's about to propose.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know what the fuck. They get so weird when there are other people around. They sometimes forget how to act because they're inside. My mom doesn't leave the house. She doesn't interact with other human beings. So when other human beings are presented to her, she starts like, I think she acts like how she thinks people should act, and she's not generally herself. And she interrupted me twice during a proposal, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I really wouldn't. I'm glad my parents and my family are the way they are, but it's like, God damn, dude. Like, if out of all the times to just like zip it up, this is one that just, it's easy. It's an easy one, right? Your son's giving a speech. He's on one knee. You've seen it in every goddamn movie. You know that this is his moment. There's nothing you can do or say to interject that would add to what I'm doing. So, yeah, that was another moment where I just found myself being annoyed amongst other crazy feelings. Like, oh my God, I'm doing this very important thing and I'm about to propose to the person that I love and all this. But, yeah, so that's sort of the story behind the Instagram photo there, which there's a good series of them. I've only posted a couple, but, yeah, that's that handles the proposal stuff, but the stuff you were talking about, Shannon Sharp, I heard that he had a little sex tape leak or an Instagram live moment, but I didn't know that it potentially is to skirt allegations of being a homosexual. That's kind of fun and interesting.
Okay, yeah, see, that was something, I guess I'm too white enough or I'm not deep enough into Black Twitter or Black social media to hear this, but apparently, like, right after that happened, like, he apparently ran, and he's got a secondary show to his talk show that he hosts with Chad Ochocinco.
Right.
And, like, apparently it came up, like, instantaneously, and yeah, apparently that was one of the first things that, like, they're discussing around it was, like, first was just kind of Chad giving him, like, a little bit of shit over it. But as it goes on, all of a sudden it was like, he said Cat Williams was, like, the first person that texted him, and the thing he said is, "You ain't gay today." And, yeah, I don't know. And, like, I missed that whole thing, but there is a part that I'm looking at that situation and it's like, okay, how does your Instagram go live when it is clearly not like anywhere near you? Apparently his assistant was the one that tried to shut it off and managed to do it and then put up a statement on Twitter saying, yo, I was hacked and our team is vigorously dealing with it. But there's a part of me that just thinks about that situation as like, was your masculinity so threatened that you decided that you needed to show the entire world that you were still swinging in the hetero holes? Like, anymore, I'm hard pressed to like figure out if that's the reality we're living in anymore, or why he would like, because again, they bringing it up early and they bringing it often when they're talking about it on their podcast, and I'm just like, were you really that threatened by it?
Yeah.
Like that just
He did do a good job though with the noises of the sex tape.
What, on the Instagram?
Well, I'm just saying, if it is a big ruse to make people think he's straight, he did a good job of picking a partner who like really didn't oversell it. I think part of the reason like he's kind of got a rep out of this is like, damn, Uncle laid it down, is like she sounds into it in the way that feels a little more believable. It's like some subtle moaning as opposed to like, wah.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't hear it, but it does reek of like a Hollywood PR move based on the way you're saying it. So, yeah, man.
I will say though, if you're going off Cat Williams accusing people of being gay, I don't think you can come within like a 200-mile radius of Cat Williams and not be accused of like blowing Bernie Mac, basically.
All right.
Oh,
sorry. I'm typing dank
Kass,
sauce
really
here.
Quick,
yeah, thank you.
I did, since this is all confirmed now, and at least on you and your wedding announcement or your engagement announcement, I'm so proud. I'm so happy. Blessings upon you.
Thank
Good
you.
fortunes in your future. But I do have one more question to ask.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
And my question to you is did you go the whole 9 on making that a special day? I'm asking if you decided to give in to one of Ash's little delights that she has about you or has had a little fantasy about. My question to you, Kass, is did you show her the world? Did you break out the red fez?
I didn't.
Did you lay her on a magic carpet and pull off your purple vest?
This is for those of you who
Would
don't
you
know.
like to explain that one? Because I don't think.
I will explain.
Yeah, I don't think Case knows.
I will explain. My girlfriend has a fetish for Aladdin, and this was made clear to me after we were dating. I think from one of her brothers that were in that picture. He's like, "Oh yeah, do you know she has a thing for Aladdin?" And me, being a Middle Eastern man, felt a little fetishized in that moment, but
Sure.
That's okay. And maybe for our first wedding anniversary or a post-wedding ceremony, I'll bust out the red fez with the purple vest.
You're waiting for that? Halloween is literally right down the corner, man. You can have your costume picked out now.
That's right.
Like, this can be settled, make it the perfect, back-to-back events.
Yeah, look, as much as I'd love to make my culture a Halloween costume, I feel like this could be this is a way of life for my people.
To help you out, I googled Aladdin fetish, and this is the first photo that came up. So just to put some ideas in your head, Kass.
Oh, God.
This could have been you if you really want to make your dreams come true.
Oh my God, the face. That's so good. Jasmine looking real good. Yeah, that's correct. Thank you, Card King. I appreciate the call today, buddy.
Have a good night, guys.
All right, you too. Okay, we've got Suborbital who's back, and let's see if this works this time. And then we've got Matt Liddell, who will be, I'm assuming, doing another round with giving us an update on the Gnome Pro situation. But first, Suborbital, welcome back to Call Kass. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh,
yes.
We got you now.
Yes. What's up, brother?
Excellent. Not much live from Thailand. Congratulations. No, I'm
Thank
not
you.
actually there, fortunately. But yeah, no, I saw on Twitter and how exciting for the both of you. Yeah, I mean, I've got a lot that I could talk about. I just recently also have been engaged, and so I've been thinking about wedding stuff too.
Wow,
so happy to chat
congrats,
about
Yeah,
that.
congrats.
I know you mentioned. Thanks.
Yeah, how'd you
I know
do
you mentioned
yours?
the Trump stuff as well.
Yeah, I want to talk. So I do want to talk
So
Trump and the assassination, but what did you do for your proposal? Did you go sort of fancy? You try and catch her off guard? What happened?
Oh, so we've been together for like 7 years, which is a long time. But super interested in the marriage thing to begin with. We were just kind of like, if it happens, it happens. But I had some stuff in my life go on, and I was like, we ought to probably get married. And so I got the ring and all that, and I'd originally planned to propose on Leap Day this year. I thought that that's fun because you can only celebrate your proper anniversary once every 4 years. And I thought that would be neat. But then I wound up just sort of getting impatient. I'm terrible at keeping secrets and keeping gifts, and so like if I get a gift, I'm like, oh, your Christmas gift is here. Do you want it? And it's like, no, we're still 2 weeks out. And it's like, no, but you should have it, right? Like I can't keep a secret to save my life. And so I just wound up proposing. I think we were doing laundry or something. I was just like, hey.
There you go.
I was like,
start
I
cleaning.
was a little bit more articulate, but I just couldn't wait. And it wound up being really nice, but it's concerning because she's like, when I proposed, she asked, she's like, are you fucking serious? Like crying, but she was like, of course, positive about it, but it just also happened to sound very negative. And I was like, I'm going to need you to clarify that you're saying yes if you're saying yes here. Just because you're, it's getting complicated. But yeah, so nothing crazy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, doing laundry is. I like the sort of organic nature in which that happened. There's something nice about it just sort of coming up in a conversation, and not a lot of like hocus pocus magic mirror stuff that you did. So I like that.
Yeah, I will say though, on your point about the not wanting to fuck up the ring thing, super relatable because I call in sort of every week to this show wearing basketball shorts, and that's like the extent of my fashion knowledge, right? And so if I'm about to drop like 4 figures on a ring, I certainly don't want to pick it myself, but like I also don't want some other person picking it. And so what I did was I bought like a placeholder ring, and it's like a fake, it's a real ring, it's just not like a good ring. But I bought it on Amazon. It was like $100, and so it looks like at first glance like, oh, this is a real ring. But then by the time she could realize it's super cheap, I was like, just a heads up, that's a placeholder. We're gonna pick yours out together because I didn't want to fuck that up.
Oh, I like
wear
that.
This the rest of your life if we're lucky.
I actually like that. I think, to be honest, like I couldn't tell the difference between a nice ring and a not nice ring. And so I don't know if anyone can, especially from a distance. So getting a little $100 deal or less off Amazon, Case, I think that might be something to put in your back pocket.
I would do it, but I'm pretty sure for me it's more of a test. It's like you have to
I
do it
see.
yourself.
Oh, that's a great point. Can you figure this out? Will you be able to unlock me for the rest of time if you get this? Yes, I see. Oh, that's a good
I am the Hellraiser cube.
Yeah,
To summon me, you have to do it yourself.
Oh, very interesting. Well, okay. Are you getting married this year or next, Sub?
So we're getting married in 2025, sometime in November. We're still figuring it out. And it's convenient because we live in Vegas, so it's the spot, I think, to get married. Not necessarily to get married for a long time, but fingers crossed will be the exception to the Vegas wedding situation.
Great. It sounds like you're back. Are you? It sounds like your voice is cutting. Just make sure your mouth is on whatever it is you're speaking to. You're going in and out a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Put it in your mouth. You're gonna want to get that receiver all the way in there.
What's up with Trump? What happened? What's going on? Is this good for him? Bad for him? Does it not make a difference? Is he gonna drop JD Vance? Is he gonna pick up RFK? Like, where are we at?
Yeah, I don't know. That's not helpful, but I saw the thing about what's happening or what happened in Florida on Twitter, and I just sort of consciously decided that I don't give a shit. Like, it's bad that it happened. I condemn the fact that it happened, but at the end of the day, I can't control what crazy people do. Nobody can, and I don't know. I think it's bad.
I think a lot of people are right there with you, Sub. Because I feel like even the Republican talking points coming out of this is they're preemptively mad that people aren't going to care for more than 24 hours, which is a really weird position to start from.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard to care when... here's the thing. It's hard to care because, number one, you see what's going on in Springfield, Ohio right now. And there are, countless families who are living in, under threat of violence because, Trump and his running mate have just been walking around spouting bullshit out, right?
Yeah.
And then this guy, the story yesterday, it sounds like he was like a quarter mile away and didn't act like nothing happened. He just got caught in the process of, I don't know. My thing is I'm just done with it. I think that Trump has done a really good job the last, 8 years running around and being, very pro political violence, very pro, wink, wink, nudge, nudge about terrible things. And so, they can miss me with the crocodile tears because Harris's campaign is overtly about being nice to one another and being positive and finding joy and, disowning hatred. And so it's all it's contrived to make it seem like this is some liberal thing, but none of the people have ever been liberals. I don't know. I'm so fucking done with Trump. Please, no better,
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, it is sort of the same thing that I think it's like he's been sowing these seeds for years now, and when I frequent that conservative subreddit, and everyone is always so shocked by the act or the idea of an act about to happen. They're so shocked by it. I'm like, this is just what you guys have been saying, and I'm surprised there hasn't been more of this. Do you know what I mean? It's like, God forbid there isn't, but to me, there are, for every one of these guys that actually pulls the trigger, there's got to be at least 10 that had to be talked off a ledge, just so close to the of going to get the gun or making the plan or getting in the car. Mm-hmm. There's just got to be a lot of that going on. Not to say that it hasn't happened on the other side and won't happen on the other side, but it's just one side seems to be I don't know, driven to this a little easier than the other.
I do obviously think the Secret Service has an actual job to do and they can do it better or worse, and it sounds like they did it worse the first time and better this time.
Yeah.
But I do think it's funny, this fantasy that what protects presidents and most people isn't just social cohesion to a certain extent. The reason they're not getting assassinated is it's pretty rare that someone actually makes the mental calculation it's worth ruining my life to assassinate this president. But a couple weirdos will, and more are, I think, because the rhetoric's so crazy. But there's been so much hand wringing over the last couple of days of even though they stopped this one being the Secret Service needs a complete overhaul and this shit isn't working. It works, but it can only work so well. Ultimately, if enough people want to assassinate someone, I think they kind of just can. I know that's fucked up to say,
no, you're
or
right.
maybe even to think about, but you can't really protect someone who's out in public constantly.
Yeah, the Secret Service is built to handle a lone gunman or two potentially, every one a day, at max. If there was a real coordinated effort and somebody really wanted somebody dead, I think they could probably do it.
Yeah. And also this idea that Iran is doing it. It's if Iran wanted Trump dead, they could probably do it. There's other things stopping them from doing that. Yeah, they're trying to say Iran somehow funded, Captain Sad Ukraine Flag Man here.
Oh, wow. Cool. A radicalized shooter. Cool.
I also love this photo because this lady behind him looks so at peace.
Yeah, she looks a little bit like Laura Loomer. Do you got thoughts on what's going on with Laura Loomer there, Sub? Is she banging the presidential hopeful Donald J. Trump?
So I've got a very good Laura Loomer story that unfortunately I can't get into details about. But Laura Loomer's career taking the trajectory that it has is positively a delight to me. I think she's fucking crazy. But so the way that she started her career was as a, quote, undercover journalist, where she would go to, if you remember in the 2008 election, there was a controversy about this group called Acorn that was registering voters.
Yes.
And so the organization that she worked for went in there, and Project Veritas is what it was called, and they essentially entrap low-level staffers into saying things that, when edited, sound bad, and then putting out pieces about essentially using that, we'll call it nut picking, for lack of a better term, to justify, saying, oh, these liberal causes are evil and they're doing bad things. And so Laura's first role in politics was literally like entrapping people who make like $2,500 a month. And when she started, she was a normal-looking blonde. I don't know how early of a photo you can find.
Yeah,
of
I saw this photo.
Go
ahead.
The transformation is shocking.
Yeah.
This is a classic Hollywood story right
about
here.
Appearance, but like that's not her appearance, right? Like she's modded herself. She's case modded. It's unbelievable.
She Snapchatted her whole life up.
Yeah, big.
Yeah, I mean
Why'd she go with the Chet filter? I don't understand. She like
she got chatted.
She went so extreme.
She got chat on.
Yeah.
And that's a generous after. Like there are some where she looks like she's full on like a inflated plastic bag. And but anyway, the point is she's a terrible person, and the fact that she could possibly be spending some time with Donald Trump, they're made for one another. And I wish them all the best.
Yeah, same. I was on TikTok and somebody was talking about Laura Loomer, and they had dug up one of her tweets, and essentially it seemed like when she first met Trump, she spent like the whole day with him, and it sounded, the way she typed it out is like one of those blue checkmark tweets, so she could just write as much as she wanted, and it sounded like Trump brought her in when he was golfing, brought her in over to his little section, hung around with her all day. And it's like the type of thing that you would clearly do if you were like trying to hook up with someone. And there is something that seems a little sexually charged here. And there's some videos of her where she's just like, she looks like she would do if he was like, I want to take a shit on your chest, she would be like, absolutely, 100%. Like, let me, which titty would you like a drop of turd? Like, she's so gung-ho. She's the epitome of a group, she's a presidential groupie. And to me, probably the type of chick he would be into. Like, I don't know, it looks like he's into chicks that have a ton of work done. I don't know, she's younger than his wife. His wife, who, by the way, I think is just related to him, like, on paperwork. Like, from what I understand, I don't know if you know anything else about this, but just, like, she fucking hates his guts, does not want him to become president again, is looking for any way out that she can, I think is waiting for some sort of contract to end. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like she's ever pictured with him. And does anything to help the campaign. So I'm into the idea of him banging a young political influencer thought.
Yeah, fresh off the Frankenstein slab and straight into Trump's bedroom. Let's go, Loomer. I think it is actually aspirational in a sense that she seems like a completely talentless hack, even in the world of conservative grifting. And the fact that she's managed to make it to the top of that space while having terrible instincts, no talent, and never winning an election or really accomplishing anything, I think should give us all a little bit more faith in ourselves.
Absolutely. You guys can do anything.
I just want to say, Case, that last sentence there was pure political poetry. I think a talentless hack. She managed to climb her way to the top. 100% correct. But I would just say any evidence you need of this being true is the photo of her that was just up, and I think she's wearing purple or something. But she is leaned directly into Trump, gazing into his face.
Yeah.
She's doing the
and
boob press.
I've never seen that done platonically, and Trump knows what that is. I think that's,
Yeah. There's
enough to
another one.
convict, for
There's
sure.
another one too where he's got his arm around her waist, and she's sort of leaned in a similar fashion, and it's like, you guys aren't just pals. I like when he's asked about her, he's like, I don't know what she thinks. She's a supporter. She likes what we do, and always sort of trying to skirt the issue there. But it's clear that they're more than just two people who randomly met one day. Yeah, there's another one, but yeah, she is. I mean, I don't know how old she is, but she's much younger than she looks. I think she's like 32 or something like that. She's a really rough 32. So I don't know. That's your Pod Save America section of the Call Kass episode. Sub, thanks for calling in, buddy. I appreciate the congrats, and congrats to you as well on the engagement.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we'll see you next week, hopefully. Well, I'm sure we'll have a lot more to talk about. All right. Matt Liddell is our last caller, ladies and gentlemen, our chief happiness officer here at the Cream Team. Matt, who's been mired in a controversy with Gnome Pro, another Cream Team member. I don't know. I haven't spoken to Matthew in a little while. Where are we at, Matthew? How are you doing, by the way?
I am doing good, sir. Gnome Pro can wait until next week. It's, that's small potatoes. I call this is your day.
Thank you.
So, that stuff is back burner shit. So don't worry,
Yeah, no worries.
It'll be taken care of. That's not a problem.
Oh.
No worries.
Okay.
But what's not being said enough is you got one of my favorite actors as your first caller. That was crazy. I mean, I love all his work and stuff. How did you get him?
Who was our first caller? I totally forget.
Wasn't it Warwick Davis? I mean, well, yeah, Warwick Davis from Leprechaun.
Oh.
Wait, who
I
called?
didn't realize we were in the presence of the great Warwick.
Who called in that?
Yeah.
That was Warwick Davis. That I'm not. What am I missing here? I totally blanked.
Oh, Gina. That's all. Yeah,
Oh,
Gina was
okay.
your first caller, Jay.
I was thinking of the first.
I'm like, geez, I was hoping for like a little giggle out of you or something. I'm like, wow, I'm losing my touch.
I see it now.
Okay, thank you. So I didn't classify her as a caller for whatever reason. You're right. Yeah, I do appreciate a good Gina rib. Can you imagine?
Yeah, I see the picture now. Yeah, that. I mean, look at that. That's Gina Darling right there. I don't know.
So I'm pulling up a picture of Gina
That's
Darling really quick.
Yeah, we gotta get back into those Leprechaun
So-
movies. I feel like we're due.
I agree. Just for
Yeah,
reference.
Those are good movies. Yeah, those are good movies.
There's Warwick and there's Gina. So I do see.
Oh
what you're
yeah,
talking
like a
about.
little bit around
Warwick.
the eyes.
Yeah, and there's Gina. So you're spot on.
Yeah, I mean twins. I mean, same father, different mother. Jesus. But I just wanted to say congrats to you, Kassem. And if you're looking for advice,
yes,
I can give you some advice coming from a single 45-year-old that still lives with his parents.
Yeah, tell me how to get out of this
If
mess.
anyone else.
That means you have a lot of insight on marriage. You see it every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone else was depressed right there, but holy shit, I just got really depressed.
This sounds like a cool bachelor lifestyle to me.
Yeah. I was going to say, I agree, happy wife, happy life. And the other thing I really like the advice of is don't go to bed angry at each other.
Mm-hmm.
Figure out everything. There's no way in hell that you're not going to argue, throughout your marriage. That's a for sure thing that's going to happen. But just never go to bed angry. So don't let anything fester, I would say.
That's great advice. Yeah, sometimes I'm really bad at that. Although I'm much better at it than I used to be in my younger years. But yeah, it's good advice. And also, you know, not to play devil's advocate or something, but also sometimes people just need a second. They need a few, you know, maybe they need an overnight or something. I think great advice would be to reach. I think in what you're saying, it's exactly what you're saying is make an attempt maybe to clean it up, and if that person isn't ready or is upset, then you give them the space, and then hopefully come back to it. I think just because you're ready to clean something up doesn't mean that other person is too. And people
Very true.
Yeah, people resolve things differently. But yeah, I think that's great
I just
advice.
shake them if they're still angry, and I say, neither of us are sleeping till we figure this out, honey.
You Guantanamo style. Just keep them up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I play Metallica. I bring the dogs out.
That's yeah. It's
I was
good
gonna say,
advice.
just remember, you know, for Kassem, just remember, you know, you're the lucky one. So
That's right.
just keep that in the back of your head too.
It's in the front of my
Now,
head.
for
back
the
of my head.
opposite.
Go ahead.
What's that, Matt?
Yeah, I was gonna say, for Case, on the other hand, if you want to turn this up or clip this for Kendall, she should be freaking grateful that you're even dating her. So she better be just counting her stars if you ever freaking propose to her.
Finally.
You're a goddamn treasure, my friend.
This is what I tell her every morning.
You know, if you propose to her, if she doesn't say yes within a couple of seconds, fucking drop her, man. I mean, come on.
This is gonna end up on the next Gnome Pro.
I mean,
vid,
this
dude.
Case bloody ass Blackwell over here. What do you think? She's gonna do better?
Yeah.
Right, man.
I'm hiring a bouncer to escort her away if I propose, and he's gonna time it. And if she's too slow,
I have your assistant
Get
reach
her.
out.
Okay, get her out of here. Yeah.
You have your manager call her.
No, go
and
ahead,
see
go ahead.
If you can set up a proposal, that'd be real cool, dude. Send her a script, right, that you wrote where you propose in it.
oh, good idea.
Yeah.
I'll say I'm a writer. I actually write scripts for a living. Sometimes. So if you're not ready to read this, I guess you're not ready to be with a genius.
That's right.
There, there you go. You know, she's got to know this. You know.
That's right.
But yeah, thank you for taking the call, and
Thank you.
a lot of big congrats. I hope you and Ashley have a whole bunch of years together with as many kids as you want.
Thank you so much, Matt. Thanks for the call, and appreciate you calling into the show as always, buddy.
Thanks, Matt. Cass, what is the max
No
number
problem.
of kids that you would go for here?
Max?
Then max this. Yeah.
I don't think I'd do more than 3.
3, okay.
But I think I'd like a 2. Yeah.
A duo.
What about you?
I think max 1. And that's slightly up from my usual max of 0.
I think that's huge. To go that 0 to 1 is the hardest step to make.
Yeah.
Just the fact that you're even considering 0.5.
Oh, and it is a
or
cat.
1.
I think
okay.
Kendall's max is actually still 0. So unless that moves up to 1, I
Yeah.
think we're gonna stick probably with 0.
Well, the second you have a kid, the Disneyland expense goes through the roof. You
Through
just
the
have-
roof.
For the amount of times you guys go per year, you really got to budget that in. So
It really takes the fun out of it for us. Then it's all about the kid.
it's
You're like,
I hate to be the one to tell you this, but there's a lot for kids to do at Disneyland.
I know.
It
Which is
fucking
frustrating
sucks.
because we'll have to do it then.
I
Like,
know.
and we can just do all the adult stuff like
Yeah. You
the
can't-
adult stuff.
They
Yeah.
can't come into Club 33. They can't do that. Fucking
That'd be the ultimate proposal for me is if I could get Kendall into Club 33.
dude. That would be. Don't even say it out loud because if she hears that, everything else will fall short.
I refuse to do a Disney wedding, and I refuse to do a like in front of the castle proposal, and I don't think she'd like that. But if I sneak her into Club 33 somehow, she would like.
That would be cool. Yeah. I heard I just quickly, and then I'll wrap up the show. But I heard some stuff about like how obviously it's very hard to get into Club 33. Club 33 apparently is a very exclusive membership. Fine dining at Disneyland. I don't know much about it, but it costs quite a bit of money, and waiting lists can take decades before you even get the invite in. But I guess like people were selling their spots for like tens of thousands of dollars. Have you heard that?
I mean, it looks like. It looks to me just like another room in Disney.
It looks like.
But true fans go crazy for it.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand the provenance, the history. It literally looks like the back of like an Italian restaurant or something, like the back room where they have the parties, like the birthday parties. So I don't know. There you go. That's going to do it for our show today, guys. Big reminder that Patreon episode is going to be Thursday this week. So please join us Patreon on the Discord Thursday. I want to thank, I missed some subs here. I want to thank, Steven Mnemonic. Thank you for the 21 months. I will squeeze in a stream eventually. I've got so many TikToks to show you guys. Purple Ranger, who's crushing it on our Marvel Snap alliance. By the way, if you play Marvel Snap, you need an alliance, go to the Discord, find more information in our Marvel Snap room. Thank you for the 10 months, Purple Ranger. And thanks for all the new follows and everyone coming in on this Monday night. I really appreciate it. And thanks for all the congrats. It was a nice weekend for me. Case, are you streaming this week?
I'll be back on tomorrow.
Case will be on tomorrow. And big shout out to Dank Sauce for doing the call screens. Please check out Dank Sauce in the Discord on his Twitch channel. He does GTA RP. He's very good. He's very funny, and he's one of our valued members.
Did Fiona Nova stream today, Cass? The Fiona Nova?
Did she?
I know she was threatening to.
I don't know if she did.
This would be the huge news we missed.
I don't think so. I think she was just like still getting over a sickness. Yeah, it'd be.
She didn't. Okay.
If she streams, everyone stop what you're doing and go check it out because she may.
It's probably because she's about to have a mental breakdown. So
that's what I'm saying. You got to go stop and go help her because that's not typical. But I will try and get her for one of these shows. I know she doesn't like to commit to anything more than like 45 minutes. So we'll get her for half the show here. I will be on potentially this week, but definitely for the Patreon on Thursday. We're still watching Batman Caped Crusader, and then we're doing the Vince McMahon documentary. So if you want a group of people to watch that with, join us on Patreon. Patreon.com/thecream_team.